That is it. That's
Look
it.
at that.
All right. Welcome back to the S.L.I.D.E podcast. I feel like it's been a long time since we recorded. In reality, it's been like a week and a half or so, but welcome back. I am Coach Aaron, your host, and I am joined tonight by my amazing co-host, Coach Allie. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to some fall weather, cooler weather, because we had a hot summer here in SoCal. What have you been up to?
I've been on the plane a little bit. I have been in the car a lot, and so traveling around and doing a bunch of super cool stuff that I can't talk about right now. And I know that sucks. Like I've listened to podcasts before, and like the hosts are like, I got a secret, I just can't tell you. And here I am doing it, and it just always makes me ill. But when the time comes, this one's going to be a big one. So yeah, traveling. What is fall weather like in SoCal?
One day it's 95 degrees, the next day it's 75 degrees. You just never know.
Now, I mean, we have like our leaves change. So like people will drive down and so I mean to come see the leaves change and like whatever, but like you guys don't experience that, right?
I mean, our leaves change and they fall off, but I mean, I don't really think we have like these big, long, elegant driveways where it's picturesque and it covers in all leaves and you can go jump into it like a dog pile.
Yeah, see,
Not
that's in
by
the
my
movies.
house.
We don't do that really. Like it's a pain. Like it's like who's raking the leaves today? Yeah, that's just in movies. So but
I
anyway,
get a leaf blower too. Who rakes by hand anymore?
I don't know,
Right.
but you know, if I want to, if my son needs to learn a lesson, he'll learn how to use the rake really quick. So I'll do the blower and he'll do that. And I might just make a bigger mess for him too, if depending on how we're feeling. So what do you think about this World Series?
It's a
Are
little
you
painful to
shocked?
watch. Yeah, actually my little brother basically said the Diamondbacks were going to be really good this year. They
Mm-hmm.
ended up starting really hot. They had a little downfall and they got it together again, but you saw them play the small game, you see them stealing bases, hit and runs. It's good baseball that they're playing, but I would love to see Corey Seager win a World Series with the Rangers.
Yeah, and I know like Bryce Harper is everyone loves to hate that guy, and he's like the villain in a lot of cases. I think you either love him or hate him. Like I've somewhat followed the guy since he was in high school, and I remember buying the Sports Illustrated that he's on the cover of when he's still playing like high school or high school level ball. And that's why I've always followed him, and I kind of like his swag a little bit. You like Bryce Harper?
I think he fits with the city. I think him and Nick Castellanos and Trey
Yeah.
Turner, I think they all have a little bit of like Philly swag, is the way they say it. I'm bummed they weren't playing in the World Series because I thought they were going to win it all.
Yeah.
And former Dodger Trey, it would have been cool to see him win a World Series. But, honestly, I'm just happy it's not the Astros.
Well, let me tell you, I am not happy with the city of Philadelphia at all right now. So my Dolphins played the Eagles last Sunday night, and the Eagles beat them. So yes, ever if you're listening, your Eagles beat my Dolphins. But I'm gonna tell you, like I never ever use like the refs as an excuse as to why my team didn't win. Like I would never allow my son to do that, and I won't. But I'm gonna tell you, the head umpire for that game had been suspended like 5 years prior for an unethical umpire or officiating. His entire squad got suspended from the ACC championship game a few years back. And the dude's an Eagles fan. He lives 40 miles outside of Philadelphia. And did you see the replays? Like, I'm not happy
No,
about
but
this. You're going to
no, but
have
I'm
to
just
go.
happy that Ever is going to have this on you forever because the Dolphins started the season really well. And I'm like, dang, Ev's not going to have a chance against Aaron. And then all of a sudden this, but
Hey,
I
look,
don't know.
I have never seen so many blatantly like should have been flags that wouldn't called. And this is a baseball show, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much because no one else wants to hear me do that. But I'm telling you, I'm still a little butthurt on that one. So anyway, all right, well, let's get to our guest today. So hailing from Los Angeles, California, baseball player, huge fanatic when it comes to the Dodgers, actor, Nico. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm just for our listeners out there, it's taken us a while to get this interview done because of schedule conflicts and such, but I am super happy to be here talking to you tonight.
Same.
Awesome. Well, dude,
Yeah,
we're gonna let you. Yeah, and so I'm sorry, Richard, Dad.
Yes.
He joins us.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna let you start us off and tell us a little bit about yourself, Nico. And tell us why baseball is so cool.
Baseball is so cool because I started in Little League and it was in T-ball. But then once I started growing up, since I was like 6, it started to take a big turn and it was turning to be a fun sport, but also at the same time, no one in the league started to like me. So except some of the coaches, and in AA, I had these 3 coaches, and one of the coaches named George.
Mm-hmm.
He turned out to be one of the coaches that helped me out in AAA, and I had 2 other coaches that were very helpful for me to get through what's been happening with Little League.
Uh-huh.
And then we were signing up for All Stars, and then
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get that part later.
So let's go backwards a little bit and start from. I got questions from the beginning of that one. So you started playing, and you said people started not to like you.
Yeah, it's been kind of an interesting journey. It's we started at Little League, like even before he even started playing, like I would toss him the wiffle ball, and my wife and I would watch him hit it like to the roof, and we're like, dude, what's this all about? I mean, like let's do more of this.
Yeah.
And he's like, nailing the ball. So he's always had a passion for it, and we signed him up like with one of the rec leagues, and they're like, how long has he been playing? And I said, this is his first season. I played baseball all my life. My dad was always my coach, and like I had great experience. I had a lot of fun with it, and it was in the neighborhood, and it was nothing like the kids now where we didn't have pitching coaches or any of those things. Yeah, I mean, we had like the iron-on jerseys with your name was all crooked. Your parents did it,
and if you watched it too much, it started peeling off.
Started to peel off, yeah. So that was my experience with it, but I always had a passion for it. Grew up a Dodger fans, and we lived just on the outside of LA, and that was my thing. Not what I expected him, but you kind of recognize that if you're into this, let's do this. This is fun.
Yeah.
So we started off there, and the first few seasons were fun, and then we started to get to the point where I kind of feel like you get a little better at baseball, and then maybe not everybody roots for you the same way. And then
gotcha.
Yeah, and then you start to kind of get into his acting stuff and the things that he does for fun, and maybe not everybody understands that, and same. So now they're calling you Hollywood and treating you a little different than everybody else.
Yeah.
And, it's that. So the experience when it started off fun, ended up being not so great, and then the last few seasons it kind of brought back the love of the game again, because we had coaches like Allie. I pulled up some of your interviews, and you talk about your relationship with your old coaches, and you're not even talking about baseball, you're talking about how was your move, and all the things that you hope for from a mentor and a leader and somebody that you look up to, and you strive to be better for and as a team and all the things. And we got that the last few teams that he played on with specific coaches, but it kind of got to the point where I don't know if you've had experience, and I know you coach, but I don't know if any of you ever had experiences where you found yourself like in an unhealthy type of situation, and it was kind of time to like, everybody. I watched the guy, Mark, whatever his name is, who's always talking. Yes, that dude is so funny. But but there's a lot of truth and humor, right? So like you see these things, and you're just like, it's funny because you kind of get it, And so it kind of got to a point where we're like, all right, we had to make a decision, and we decided to opt out and got into travel ball, and haven't had any issues since then. But it's unfortunate that again, parents can kind of fall short, and these are just volunteers, and I don't know, call me crazy, but every kid I ever met kind of likes me, and you come across somebody that doesn't like you, there's probably a reason for it. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, I've never earned $1 as a coach.
correct.
And I don't do it for that. Like, I'm committed. When I write my name down, Allie, I know you're the same way. Like, when you sign up to be a coach, that's a person that's going to influence a child, and
Correct.
that's pretty special. And it's
Yeah.
you're hopefully the parents expect that out of you. Like,
Right.
And this is so funny. So I just left my son's football practice, and I looked down the sidelines, and I counted, I think 9 out of 10 parents were on their phone as practice is going on. And
Yeah.
like, and then you have these higher expectations of coaches. You're not watching, I see kids that are obviously not practicing when they're not at, practice. And
Right.
like, but you expect those I'm sorry, we're going way off on a tangent.
Yeah.
He does this a lot.
But listen, I was like, dude, save a little.
Well,
We're right for
Allie,
the
if
jugular.
I'm not mistaken, Nico, and I'm learning the language of today, but it sounds like there was a lot of haters, right? And here's you a new one, Allie, since Taylor Swift is in all the news. You just need to shake it off.
Shake it, exactly.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
That's it. How was that, Allie?
He's a
That was pretty good?
Swiftie. I love it.
Hey, so am
Of
I. Are you
course.
kidding? They laugh because Love Story comes on, and I'm like singing in there.
Romeo, Juliet.
Yep, all the things. We actually did a dad dance, and we were all Swifties. You can imagine.
Oh, wow.
There was 36 of us. I'll have to send you the YouTube link, and we won. We won the championship. We practiced
like
on Wednesday nights.
Contest?
A dance contest. Yeah, my daughter's a dancer, and so all the dads got together, and a lot of them actually surprised their kids. They had no idea that they were sneaking out on Wednesday nights from 9 to 11 and practicing. So when they saw him on stage, it freaked everybody out. It was so much fun. It was like,
that is awesome. You got to send that over.
I will. I
appreciate
appreciate. And I'm the smart one in the back, so you can't really see me much, but we're good.
That's why he's willing to share it, Allie.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in the back.
Now I'm taking all the credit for it.
It's
he
unlike
was the one that made us win.
Exactly.
Of course.
Unlike Aaron's Ice Ice Baby rap when he's center stage.
No,
Yep.
yes. Well, look, I did karaoke at my wedding, and I did Vanilla Ice Baby there. Like, that's my thing. I don't know.
That's a staple.
I mean, for people that want to judge me right now because I say I like Vanilla Ice, Nico, you know what? I don't even care. Like, because it's my thing. So, all right, Allie, get us back on track. Like,
Sorry.
You're good. I don't know if it's necessarily a question, but back to what you were talking about. Like, I think it's okay to realize there's a point that you can move on from rec league to travel ball. There's two. I think it was Mateo, the baseball kid, who made a good point of you can separate because of skill, right? And it's not a bad thing. It's you're working on the side, doing your own work and coming back together. Maybe not all these people are doing that on their own. They're just waiting for the once a week practices with the volunteer coaches.
Yep.
So don't think that's a bad thing to leave the rec league and move on, because it is okay to outgrow things. And then 2, how long have you been a Dodger fan, Nico?
Since I came out of the hospital.
Since before you were born, huh?
Yeah, I bleed blue.
So your dad, he had like an ink stamp in the delivery room, and he stamped you with a L.A., right? And that's how he knew you were his. So
yeah, it's right next to his foot stamp on the birth certificate. There's a L.A. stamp right next to it.
I thought it was the stamp was upside down.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it is upside down.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah,
so
his situation. I'm so sorry to mean to cut you off. His situation was a little different in that it was like really, really, really blatant bad stuff. So it wasn't so much we moved on because his skills and abilities kind of outgrew it. We moved on for his mental health and for the mental health of our family. Like, it was a really, really and to grown-ups doing this and people that have been there for 20 years and, they're allowed to get away with this because, they've been here for 20 years. It was wrong what they did to them. So it was time to move on. I'm going to shut the shake because I'm getting some light in here real quick.
Yeah.
All right. So Nico, when you talk about the league, like you say it was mostly the parents coming at you. Did you feel like you could go to practice and kind of practice with the boys and the kids, or did you always kind of feel like there was something there with the adults around?
Um,
I mean, you had fun with the kids.
I had fun with the kids, and some of the adults were nice.
Yeah, bulk of the adults were nice. It was just like
A handful.
select individuals, board members. Everybody likes to tell everybody they're a board member, and
Oh yes, that's a
the
badge
board.
of honor.
Yeah. So you had a lot of that kind of stuff, and yeah.
Like, I'm gonna tell you that just sucks. I don't care. Like, that's just terrible.
That's just embarrassing to say that you're a board member.
Well, no, I mean it's actually good
It's true,
to be a
though.
board member.
In the right area. In that situation, it would be embarrassing, yes. But
yeah,
that's crazy, man. Well, I'm glad you got through it. And dude, you still smiling, right? You're not thinking about that stuff anymore.
nah.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly, and if any of those parents are listening right now, which they're probably not, but you suck. Like, never ever treat a kid like that. Like, I mean,
it was bad.
Well,
So
anyway.
where did you find the love of the game now? You said you found a new team. You had some amazing coaches that kind of kept your love for the game. Where are you at? What positions you play in?
I was at last year AAA, and I think I'm going to be in AAA again because we're going to a different league. And even in AA, when I was in AA, the coach that I like the most right now that I've had, he even had some haters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The good ones usually do.
Yeah, it's a real interesting thing. It was like, it was just a really interesting experience. We actually had probably one of the most fun times that we had on a team that never ever won anything. We won very little.
Yep.
But it was such a welcome relief from being out of like a little bit of a toxic coaching environment that I welcomed the change. I'm like, listen, I don't care if you win as long as you're having fun, right? Because at this stage of the game, you want to keep the passion. You want to, it's supposed to be fun in theory, right?
Yep.
So then, the coaches that we had for the last 2 or 3 teams, that it got tight. It was good coaching. There was a lot of fundamentals that were fine-tuned. They excelled. They came up big in a lot of big moments. They didn't win everything. They didn't lose everything either. But it kind of brought back the passion and the love for the game again. And it was bittersweet to find ourselves in the situation that we were in right at the end. And he came to bat for us, and he, did everything he possibly could, and it fell on deaf ears. So I just finally made the decision. I'm like, we're going to do travel ball. And, I will say this. We accidentally stumbled upon a travel ball tryout. He had a really bad day. We got it was just a bad day in relation to what they did to him at the league.
Right.
So I'm like, what do you want to do today? We're going to do whatever you want to do. And he's like, I want to go to the cages. I want to go hit some balls. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So we went, and we were out there, and we were hitting balls, and we saw these people rolling through asking about the time of the tryouts. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? They said, oh, they're doing a travel ball team tryout. I was like, oh, cool. Do you have to sign up for it? I'm like, no. I'm like, what's the age group? It was his age group. And I'm like, do you mind if we kind of, like stumble into it? They said, no, not at all. And what I realized was some of these kids were like probably some of the kids that you were interviewing. These kids are like flying through the air, sidearm, and all of it. I'm like, and they're maybe a quarter of his size. I'm like, wow, there's a whole different thing out there, right? Yep. So I'm like, all right, maybe there's something to be said about, the difference and, the training and that sort of thing. So it all kind of happened how it was supposed to. But what I realized in the last few months is that experience, I don't want to rob him of it. And I know I'm not a unicorn. I know that there's been other people in this lifetime that just haven't seen eye to eye with people. And there has to be a way out. That's my belief, is like there's always a different way. So I reached out. We did the red shirt waiver thing.
Yeah.
They're like, he can't be an all-star if he goes to a new league. And I'm like, listen, the way you guys are treating him, he's never going to be an all-star anyway. So what difference does it make? So we got the redshirt waiver thing signed, and now we're starting at a new league right down the street. And it's going to be a fresh start for everybody. And we're really, really looking forward to it.
Well,
There's definitely.
Let me ask you a question, Richard. So in all of this, what role did you play? Like, I mean, so here's what I'm imagining. So let's say this league is listening right now because this kid's a superstar and they're hearing all of this and they're going to say, well, it was really just this. It wasn't us. Like did you, I mean, how did you handle the situation? Because I know that had to be hard.
So, I work a lot. I work weekends. I work late. So I try to rely on, I'll be there when I can be there. But for the most part, my wife is there a bulk of the time.
Yeah.
And I saw what she went through.
So
I
wife had to witness it.
Yeah, but I handled it probably the best I could up until the point where I couldn't any longer.
Yeah.
And then you kind of wish that you would have done things a little different. So like I kind of maybe said some things that, and I followed it up with, listen, it wasn't my finest moment. Let me rephrase what I was trying to say. And, and that's kind of how we left it. There was a lot of promises. There was a lot of, we're going to do this, that, and the other that they never did. And, it just got to a point where it's just like, listen, it's time for us to move. So we got to go find a different place.
Well,
but we're actually, we're really excited about it. And, we're taking that energy and, you can have your 20-something year person that's been there forever that nobody's going to get rid of because he volunteers all of his time. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
My liking is like, if this was one experience and we're vocal about it, how many people like just kind of didn't like baseball anymore because they were on the wrong team with the wrong coach and just never went back? And see, that's what I was advocating for.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so there's a trying to figure out a cryptic way of saying some of this stuff, but we've had something similar to that. We've had a guy that's been around forever, and he really want to adapt and change, and that sort of held part of the league back a little bit. And I mean, it's unfortunate, but I'm gonna tell you, like, coaches, I think honestly can make or break a kid's confidence, and really like help a kid find the love for the game. It's hard to find the love of the game when you got a coach that just won't let you have fun, and it's hard. But dude, all right. So what team are you a part of now, Nico?
Cali National.
Cali National. So tell me about this team, dude.
They're awesome. We like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like this team a lot. And the other day, one of the coaches and the owners, he posted on our team snap the funniest costume ever.
Oh yeah,
a daddy ball.
It's a daddy ball costume.
Really?
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
Yeah, it was hilarious. It's like son's on the team, gets first of everything. It goes through the whole thing. I'm sure you may have seen that going around, but it was really funny.
Well, I mean, honestly, if a coach is willing to put it out there like that, he sure cannot be that way. So
yeah,
that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
And plus, the team lets me wear my drip.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Again, so I've watched, the people that you've had, the kids that you've had on, and they're coming out and their faces are painted and they're wearing all the jewelry and all the things. This kid has a necklace that he got from his first Holy Communion, and the amount of grief that we've had in the last 3 years over this necklace is just absurd.
Even the first trimester of school,
they would stop him. They would stop the game, make him take the necklace off. It's not part of board rules, all the things. And then, their sons would show up and they'd be wearing a fake necklace. And I mean, just the amount of things related to drip, stop being swaggy, focus on, the fundamentals, all that. I'm like, as a kid, Lynn Swan was my guy. And I was an only child, and I'd be in the front yard throwing the football to myself, catching it as I'd imagine Lynn Swan would be doing.
One-handed, all the stuff.
All the things. I find absolutely nothing wrong with emulating your heroes and working towards goals to try to, scratch surface to some of the things that these people can do. I don't find anything wrong with that, I mean, there's definitely rules related to, I guess, jewelry and Little League and I guess the sun hits the necklace, it could be distracting, whatever. I don't know. But
You know what I've always wondered, and Allie, then I'm going to shut up after I give this little, segment here of why is it like, why do people get a kick out of tearing someone else down? Whether it's a professional athlete, whether it's a kid, whether it's their coworker, like what do you really get out of tearing another individual down? And because I just don't understand it. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm very sensitive to kids. And so if you have the nerve to tear another a kid down, like you got some big problems with self-confidence and maybe a few other things. But like I just don't get it. Allie, I mean, I know you've witnessed and we've shared stories and stuff. Like, what do you think about this?
I think for someone to go after drip as something that they're attacking is probably saying a lot, right? You're not talking about the play. You're not talking about, do they live in the boundary to play with us? Is their paperwork right? Is the birth certificate age correct? Right? All the little things you normally go at. It's like, oh, he's got this white wristband because when the sun hits it, it shines and it makes me blink when I'm at bat.
Oh my gosh. A Bruce Bolt.
Just
you got the little flash there from the Bruce Bolt.
Just, it's when people pick at the little things. Yeah, people pick at the little things. I think it says a lot because they're not going at you for your talent or your skill or you as a person. It's like, hey, I want to get him off the mound because of his chain. And I honestly thought it would have been the Philadelphia Phillies, the other chain you got on there, but they're going with a smaller one.
My friend just made me this one.
That looks super cool.
That's kind of hot.
No, this was the gold chain. The gold chain, it was like, and
even it's skinny. You can barely see it.
But it's
classic.
Real. And then it's funny because like the Little League pictures came out and then suddenly all these kids are showing up with these chains that look like Run DMC. And I was
Cuban links.
Yeah.
If you got like a plastic chain purse bag, that's what they were pulling up in.
Look, dude, I mean, look, people got issues. There is
exactly.
no doubt about that whatsoever. But we're going to move past all the haters and let's talk about some good stuff. So tell us what position you play.
I play a lot of positions. Actually, I play every single position.
All right. Well, we hear that a lot. So I got to ask you this question. What's your favorite position?
My favorite position's catcher.
Everybody. What? Everybody. Look, if you've listened to any of our shows, I don't do this on purpose. Like I'm usually the one that like grabs the guest and stuff, but everybody's a catcher and I don't do it on purpose. All right. Why do you like catching?
I like catching because I don't know, but it's just like the funnest one.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I was a catcher as a kid.
Okay.
Not my favorite. I was a pitcher. I was a way better pitcher. I unfortunately threw a lot of strikes, so I watched balls fly. But
hey, that's all right.
But to watch him catch is like pretty amazing to me because he's actually, he enjoys it. Yeah. Not everybody enjoys that position for sure.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna let Allie speak on this, but dude, I feel like it's one of the hardest, like between the catcher and the pitcher.
Oh, big time.
Like that's the two hardest positions on the field because you touch the ball. Well, actually the catcher don't, but you're involved in every single play.
Every single play.
Yep. Allie, he's a catcher. I know you're happy.
I was a catcher in Little League when one of our pitchers reached their pitch count limit. Actually, I think I was the pitcher that reached our pitch count limit. I couldn't finish the game, but they didn't have that rule. Pitchers couldn't catch. So I volunteered to catch and fell in love with it. But for me, it was being a part of every single play. And then I always like to be really loud on the field. So I got to yell at everyone where to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Like, are you calling plays there? Are you yelling at people? Are you the director out there yet?
Not yet. I mean, we're playing our first game with his travel ball team.
It's on my team.
The tournament he's been asked to guest play on this weekend's tournament.
10U.
Yeah, so it'll be fun to watch and see if he's in that position. And if so, the catcher kind of controls a lot of the action on there, right? So,
no doubt. Well, I mean, think
probably
about it.
Why he enjoys it.
It's the quarterback because you're calling the pitch. As you age, you're starting to call the pitches. and you're directing traffic on the field. I mean, like I don't know. Maybe I should have been a catcher. I don't have a time machine, but now I'm thinking I should have been a catcher.
It's fun because a lot of catchers do make good managers too later on, because they're able to see the game at a bigger spectrum. They're able to kind of see all the little things because they're the one that's able to see everyone on the field.
That's true.
So you always have the
That
ball
is
in
true.
front of you. Just be really loud this weekend. But Aaron says directing, and I know that Hollywood was mentioned in a bad way earlier, right? But Hollywood's made a pretty big impact for you too, right? You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Want to tell me about your work? About your acting stuff?
Sure.
All right, because I've got some questions about it, but I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, it's okay.
Okay, I won't.
You don't want to talk about it?
I don't. It's gonna take a year and 1.5 a year.
Do you want me to?
All right, I got one question for you.
Okay.
Did you meet Tim Allen when you did the Santa Claus TV show?
I didn't see him in
all our guests are
regular.
like, what?
I didn't see him regularly, but when we showed up to the house, we got to see him as Santa.
And then you got to hug him because that's your grandpa.
Yeah, I got to hug him.
Oh, Tim the Tool Man. You probably don't know him as Tim the Tool
No.
Man, but I do. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, right when we pulled up, he was doing the scene of walking to the front door, like knocking on it, and then Charlie was, opening the door. Hey, Dad, so they were doing that, and he was in his full-on costume, and all I kept thinking was like, it was an aha moment. I'm like,
I even asked him, "Are you Tim Allen or are you Santa?" He says, "I don't know."
See, and that
Oh,
was
yeah?
my concern. I'm like, where's this gonna go from here?
You don't know if I'm gonna be like, "Come on, tell me now."
Yeah. Well, that's like one of the biggest kept secrets like out there. I mean,
Right, exactly.
bigger than anything. It's like, who is the real Santa Claus? It's not about like, is Santa Claus real? It's really the question is like, which one of these dudes that I see in the mall or on a show or a movie, like which one of these dudes are the real one?
Exactly.
I mean, really, though, it's the spirit of Christmas, right?
Yeah.
It 100%.
It's the reindeers.
It's
The reindeers go like this and make him look like Santa.
I agree.
And Buddy the Elf.
And Buddy the
Yes.
Elf.
Now, was there real reindeer on the set? Now, I know you don't want to talk about this, and I'm sorry. So it's just interesting.
Honestly, I didn't get to see it, but I saw that when we were pulling up. Honestly, yeah, I could. You could talk to me about it.
Okay.
But I saw like a structure of it of reindeers, and then it had the sleigh, and I was like, and then it had fake snow on the bottom.
Look at that.
Is that what it was with?
You are in California though. It does it ever snow in California?
It snowed for 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Mean, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Here.
Yeah, we had to get the shovel.
No.
What? And it didn't snow where I was.
No?
I was playing baseball at least.
Well, you have to get the snowblower out for that one, I think.
Right?
2 minutes in California, gotta have it.
Because you mix.
But how crazy is that it's snowing in California, yet he's still playing baseball?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Hey,
I was at indoor batting cage.
look, maybe your nickname should be the Snowman.
Right.
I don't know. Like, now you see me, now you don't. So.
I mean, he's repping the blue, the Dodger blue.
Yeah.
Even the City Connect hat.
Look at that.
Go with the upside down.
All right, so let's talk Dodgers because I think you're a big Dodgers fan, right?
How do you know?
I know it. Like, what would make me think that? I have no idea. So, how many Dodger games have you been to?
Probably over 100.
Yeah, we go to a lot of games.
Isn't baseball boring? Like to sit there and it's dun 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 dun. I mean, but it's just boring, right? Like what?
No, after you get a bunch of baseballs, it's not.
Oh, okay.
So that's the thing. So if you ever, and it's funny, my wife and my daughter laugh about this, but if you ever go to a baseball game with Nico, it's the furthest thing from boring, because there's a series of things that you find yourself doing aside from just sitting there watching the game.
Video working.
So you got the dance cam. He's, going over seeing your friend Sean. He's trying to catch balls in the outfield from the players. He's yelling to Mookie that he wants to be part of his family. John Sue
Twerking.
He's got his dance moves.
He's trying to twerk on camera right now. I hear you.
Yeah, exactly. It's a family
He's done
show.
it on the Jumbotron at Dodger Stadium. He's not shy.
0%.
And I was caught doing the Freddy.
Yeah, the Freddy's good. With the DJs, I mean, it's just, there's so much to do there that it's you got to keep up.
Well, look,
Aaron doesn't know about Dodger Stadium like you guys do, though. So
I've never been to LA. I mean, I've been to Palm Springs and I've been to Anaheim. So but outside of that, I've never experienced Dodger Stadium, LA, all that fun stuff. But dude, if I get out there next year, and there's a possibility, we're gonna have to go to Dodgers game together.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
You'll give me the royal treatment, right?
Yeah.
Nico? Yeah. Okay.
Today I was at school. It was sports day for Red Ribbon Week, and guess what I was wearing?
Let's see.
Freddie.
Right.
Who
are the Dodgers' biggest rival? Who is the biggest rival for the Dodgers? Is it
Giants?
Giants?
Well, Giants on paper, but as of late, the Padres, right? They have that
as they get better, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
This is what he wore today.
He was a banana today. We're going to talk about bananas here in just a minute, but Allie,
he pulled out the banana jersey and the banana hat.
That's signed by, is that Jesse?
Whoever number one.
Oh, Bill Leroy.
Ew.
There you go.
Guess what position he plays?
Catcher.
Right.
Oh, he's the catcher?
He is the catcher.
That was a lucky guess.
Let's go.
Yeah.
He's the OG, dude. You got the right one.
And I wore this.
Oh, that's the sweetest one of all. That's it.
That day was so much fun. Oh man, that day was so much fun. It was hot, but it was a lot of fun. Like, we had the best time.
And my banana shoes.
And the banana shoes.
Oh man, dude. Like, does anyone in your school know who the Savannah Bananas are? I mean, you're all the way out west in California.
Honestly, everyone's like, the bananas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were lucky enough to get the tickets, everyone was like, how did you get these tickets? And I'm like, I just kind of signed up and we just got lucky. But it was a hot ticket. It was a lot of fun. Don't think they're going to be in this area next year, though, but next season. But I think the following.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very good chance a lot of things are going to be crazy in 25.
Got it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
ask me how I know.
How do they even become a bananas player?
Yeah, is it like an audition process? Are these guys baseball players first and foremost? Are they entertainers? Like,
well, to the heart, now I can't speak for Coach Viro and Coach Gillum, so I'm just going to give you my take on the situation.
Okay.
So this isn't official bananas or anything like that, but no, I think everybody's a baseball player at heart. And so Coach Viro and Coach Gillum have been, I think they finished now, but they for the last 3 weeks, they've been sort of touring the country and doing tryouts, and they've been having tons of guys show up and gals. And really it's I mean, Nico, you're used to this. You sort of probably, you get a tryout for a role, and is everything what's your skill set? Like, what's your specialty? What's in banana world, it's what's your trick? What's your flair?
Yeah.
And they do tryouts. They even sign players during the season. I was down 3 months ago probably, and they added I think a pitcher or two pitchers maybe. And so they brought the pitcher out on the mound. He threw batting practice, and I got to see a few bananas strike out really quick. But no, they're baseball players at heart. And like, even let's just take Dakota Albritton, like the guy Stilts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
he showed up to the tryout just like everyone else, and like he ended up walking back to his truck, if I'm not mistaken, and pulled out his stilts and was like, "Well, let's try this." And then that's when he started getting a lot of attention. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's what do you bring to the show? Can you create some excitement? Are you fans first? And you experienced it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, baseball in itself is it's not the easiest thing to do, but then to do that in stilts and then to all the things. I mean, just all you hit the ball with that huge bat, like all of those things.
Yeah,
Work on top of
And
the
yeah,
guy
there was some twerking there. Yeah, the first base coach.
Oh, Maceo.
Yeah.
Now I'm sure
I got
Vince
him to sign my banana ball.
did he?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Vincent did some twerking behind the plate, right? The umpire.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the show, Nico?
My favorite part of the show was at the beginning because I got to play catch with a football with the players.
Oh, that was
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Warming up with them with the football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I got to play catch with some of the players, and the stilts player was sitting on the like a 15-foot ledge. And I got a picture with him.
That is super cool.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
I'm gonna tell you, so you think about all these baseball players that you played with, Nico, and these dudes that are the bananas and the party animals, and now the firefighters.
Yep.
They're so incredible. Like, they're amazing people. And because you can't make the team unless you're a good person. And that's what makes the bananas and Banana Land and all fans first that's what makes it incredible, is because they care and they'll give you time to make you feel special. And that's what's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I want to join the team, honestly.
Well, look, dude.
I've been working on my tricks.
All right. I'm going to tell you. There's something going on that I can't tell you about right now.
Darn it.
Come on.
It's coming. All right. It's coming. So, hey, look, we just added the firefighters. Right.
That was cool.
And, I think the goal, and again, this is my opinion, I don't have any information, but I think the goal is to really develop like a league for banana ball.
Oh, cool would that be?
And you know what that means, Nico? We're going to need more teams.
Yeah.
And you know what that means?
What?
You're going to need more players.
We're going to need more players. And, obviously we wouldn't start anything that we didn't plan on having long term. Like, who does that? Like, we're not just doing this for 2 years. So that means, how old are you?
I'm 9.
9.
And about to turn 9.5.
Maybe. I'm just saying there's a possibility, Nico. You better keep hitting them cages. Yeah. Work on them tricks. So
I was gonna say the trick plays. You gotta find a trick play that you can master that's yours.
Your staple. Yeah.
That's
your
right.
Signature.
Yep.
Even when I'm doing warm-ups at baseball and it's a fast feet,
mm-hmm.
And they just tell us to do tricks, and I'm like, can I do tricks like the Savannah Bananas? And they're like, don't do any TikToks. But I throw them in between my legs and then catch it and throw it.
Well, here's what you should do. Like, don't copy the bananas. Create your own.
Yeah.
Be original. Because that's what will separate you from everyone else. You'll probably have some more haters because they can't do what you can do. And that's just always going to be there. All right. Just go ahead and plan for those people. Like, I know these people are going to be there, but come up with your thing, and we might see you on a yellow diamond sometime, maybe.
There we go.
A yellow diamond?
That's that's a new one. I don't know.
That's totally banana ball.
Yeah,
just don't step on the banana peel, Nico. Don't slip on it.
That's right. All right, dude.
Slide into the podcast. Slide into
That's right.
Um,
Go ahead.
you guys should make the Savannah Banana Kids one into trick ones.
That's a good
Might be a
idea.
little liability factor there.
Let me. I'm gonna write that one down, okay? Because I don't want to forget that one. Let me write that down. Allie, you
Like
got that one too.
cartwheeling, yeah, cartwheeling, fielding. Like, look,
Cartwheeling into a throw.
I was doing some trick plays at batting practice the other day, taking BP at Dodger Stadium, part of the job, fielding there, and fully going through the legs, tossing it, and you know, you got to come visit. Got to come visit. I know you tried. And honestly, like, speaking of the haters, right? I have a really cool position at the stadium on field like that. There's so many people that don't like me because they either want to be me or because they're just jealous that I'm out there doing that, because it's super cool. So no matter what in life, no matter where you are, the little league to the major leagues, like, you're going to have haters. It's just about how you handle it. So
I've
keep
got
going.
haters. I've
Even
got
at
haters
school-
that don't even know me.
Even
Yeah.
at school, I have haters for my chain, and they are like pulling it off me and breaking it.
I'm telling you, this chain.
I'm trying to keep it cool, but it's
the
hard.
chain thing is like.
I'm trying to keep my cool, but it's very hard. And most of the time I do, but sometimes I don't.
Like,
We all kind of lose it every now and then.
what? Like, I can't. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, the school board, like the teachers, the administration, like, oh my God.
The supervisors, they
For
yell
real.
at us.
All right.
Look, dude.
I get it. I get it. I was a teacher. It's tough, but yeah, it's getting pretty bad. That's why I stopped teaching. It's tough.
Yeah, it's just it's a different time, right? And
well, the teachers don't run the classroom apparently. I mean,
it's just I feel like getting through COVID and all those things, I feel like we're on the other end of it, but it's just a little different now, right? Like, I feel like you got the catch up and the education element of it. You have the, maybe some little scar tissue from, like, not being able to go to school and all the things,
right. Yep.
going to school with the mask, and then, all of that.
Oh yeah.
I kind of feel like now it's like, let's like run amok, like we're afraid we never have to do that again. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, so let's talk about just a little bit of that, Nico, because you live in California, and
Yep.
you guys had, I mean, I think, and just based on the things that I've heard, you guys had like the hardest time with that situation, because us out east and in the east, southeast, like, we were probably one of the first to drop the mask and the regulations and stuff. Like, what did you guys have to go through?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a
Watching
lot.
Dodger games from home.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, listen, and the first time we were actually able to get back into the stadium to watch a game, when they finally opened it up, and I know you probably remember this, they'd like block out like 4 or 5 seats in between the next one and all of that. Like, when you finally had like a live interaction and there was a play and it was like a home run or something good happened, that feeling of just having that excitement again, literally, like, we were in tears. Like, we just couldn't. It was like, like, we
Being
missed
able to
so
like
much.
release. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seeing cardboard cutouts and stuff, it just all of those things. It was like, it felt so good, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it was like it was an unbelievable. My wife and I and the kids were like, we missed this so much, and it just kind of reminds you of just how much fun that is, right? To be out and about for your favorite teams and doing all the things. You take it for granted until it's not there anymore, and then you realize, like, hey, this is a lot of fun. So for the people that say that baseball is boring, could be for some, it's not for us. We find a lot of joy in it. Especially,
Allie, what was it like working for the Dodgers during that time? Like, I mean, was it like, were you under like a lot of regulations and restrictions?
We were actually not allowed on the field because we were not a part of the.
Can you do
we were
your
not
job?
a part of
the bubble.
We weren't
right?
a part of the players' bubble, so they didn't allow us on the field. They didn't see us as necessary, and so I got to watch them win the World Series from home.
Oh, man.
I really wanted to get myself a cardboard cutout of me and have it put down the line, like on a bucket.
Yeah, right.
But unfortunately, that was a little too much.
You know, there
But
were
yeah, I
some
think-
sporting events that actually did that. I remember seeing that on TV because you could buy your picture to be put inside of
you
a
could.
stadium. Yeah, somewhere. I can't remember where it
Dodger
was.
Stadium.
But, oh, was it?
Dodgers
Okay.
did
Oh,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
And then they pumped fan noise into the game, like in the
Yeah.
background. So you would see like John Suhu, you would see our photographer popping around in between cardboard cutouts. And
Yeah.
I think when I first returned back to the stadium, it was spring training, Angels versus Dodgers. There was no fans, but we were allowed on the field. And I was sitting there, just you could hear the echo of the TVs and the club levels, and you could hear every single word the players were saying. And then all of a sudden, the stadium's at half capacity, and you're like, okay, 20,000 fans, that's cool. And then now having 56,000 postseason feeling, like that's what you miss. It's the adrenaline rush. It's crazy. Like you said,
time.
it's fun.
Yeah, big time. We're part of all of that, like the limited, and then they had like the vaccinated people in this section, and then the non-vaccinated people over there, like just all the things. So when they finally opened
Totally
it back
forgot
up,
about that.
Yeah, do you remember that? I took a picture of it, and I was like, vaxxed, non-vaxxed, you know.
I even watched
Stay
a
away.
video on YouTube of this guy that was going right after COVID in 2021, and it was Zach Campbell, and he was at the game in the outfield, non-vax that could not wear a mask, and then a vaxxed area that could wear a mask if they wanted to, but they probably don't.
It's great.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. You know, it was an interesting time for sure.
Like, I hope, Nico, that you never experience another time like that in your life, because I don't think any of us. I mean, I know I've never been through anything remotely close to that, and I know the same thing for you, Richard, and Allie. Like, that's hopefully, because you've got a long life ahead of you, Nico. Hopefully, you never experience that again, dude, because that was crazy. So
yeah, it was wild. I will say this, though, it was nice getting in LA in like 40 minutes.
Yeah, oh yeah, no traffic,
nobody on the road. Do you remember that? Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, the gas prices were so inexpensive. Nobody was going anywhere. We would actually, just to get out of town, we would drive to LA. We would go visit our in-laws, be outside in the front of the house, waving, and then go get some food, and then drive all the way back.
Yeah,
just for the change of scenery, just to do something.
That's crazy. Well, let me ask you a question, because you just mentioned this, Richard. What do you guys pay right now for a gallon of gas?
Oh, too much.
How do you know, Nico?
$5 to $8.
Oh my! Are you serious?
Yeah, actually, it's been coming down, but I put gas in the car yesterday, and it was $5. And for my wife's car, she takes regular. It was like $5.10. My car takes the Supreme, and it was about $6, and that's on the low.
All right.
A couple of days ago, my mom was buying gas, and it was $75. Not a gallon,
and not to fill it up or anything. It was just like
like a quarter tank.
Yeah.
And
Look,
none
I
of us have gotten pay raises. What's that?
Yeah, I thought the pump shut off at $100. I'm like, great.
You remember that, right?
Doesn't matter. And
it used to
now
be.
All of a sudden, I look and it's like 125, 132, and I'm like, my truck. It's not a baby truck anymore.
Well, you start looking underneath to see if there's a leak. Like,
I know, right?
Stopping. Well, all right. So I'm gonna tell you what our gas is per gallon over here in South Carolina.
Oh my goodness!
All right, you ready?
Ready for it?
Yeah.
Take a guess, Nico. We'll see if you're right.
$3 or $4 a gallon.
All right, we've got a 3 in front of it. It's like Price is Right. Do you think it's above 50 cents or below 50 cents?
Below.
It is. Depending on where you stop and go, like I've seen it in the last week and a half down to like 301. Wow. Actually, I did see one place that was like 298.
Wow.
So Richard, you work in you're in real estate.
No, I'm an interior decorator. So
that's right. You're in interior.
So
why does California Why is the gas prices like that?
Biden. Biden happened.
Don't say that.
Hey, it's okay. Hey,
He's
look,
reading the stickers. He's reading the stickers at the gas stations. Why is it like that?
Yeah,
Taxes.
We'll edit that
it's-
out. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, we
okay,
won't.
thank you.
No, we won't. No, we won't. Look, I'm all
Taxes.
for you. Look, we're gonna have haters for this one, Nico, but I got you back. All right. Now, I didn't say it, but I don't think it's him. I think it's his buddies.
I'm just reading the
I
stickers
think
at
it's
the
his
gas
buddies.
station.
But
He's reading the
anyway.
stickers at the gas station and says, "I did that." That's
So
what
you
he's-
guys have those too?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
You guys have it too?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Like the stickers with like him pointing.
Yeah, I did that.
I did that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then what's
So-
funny is you pull up to a gas station that has been removed at, and you still see the residue in the same shape.
Yeah.
We know he's been there.
The silhouette.
Biden was
So-
here.
So in California, unfortunately, taxes, everything is just, the tax is just crazy. So there's gas tax that was implemented maybe about a year and a half ago. It was like suspended, I think, during COVID. And then they finally said, we're going to have to start charging this tax on top of it. And then, to be honest with you, the whole gas thing is like a monopoly, right? Like,
It is.
It's the spring, mix blends.
Travel
And
season.
now the winter blend is coming out and it's more expensive. It's just like, I kind of feel like the new normal used to be 3. And then when it got to 5, it was like, oh my goodness. Now I feel like the new normal is like 5 to 7. And it's just going to kind of stay there for a duration of time.
Until there's another reason to see another hike. Like
Correct.
I remember we didn't hit $3 until Hurricane Katrina hit.
Right.
So when Katrina hit, like that's when everyone here was freaking out because gas got up to $3.
Yeah.
And because I remember people calling me at work saying, go get gas now because you're going to get it at $3 and it's not going to be, there's not going to be any more. But
Right.
like even before that, it was like 205. I mean, we were mad at 219. But it just keeps increasing. So anyway, oh my God, we're covering all kind of stuff today, Nico. Dude, and you know,
Yeah. Yes.
you're informed. I like it. Well, let me ask you a question, dude. So I mean, we've mentioned you've done a little acting, and we're not like that's not our focus of this show. But I got to ask you a question. So you're a baseball fanatic. What's your favorite baseball movie?
Movie?
Yeah.
Movie.
Oh yeah, Sandlot.
The Sandlot. Did you think that one was going to be his answer, Allie?
Almost kind of. I could see him being out in the dirt lot.
Yeah,
being
for
that
sure.
kid that
Big
just
time.
rides up to the rides up on his bike and is like, all right, guys, let's go. Me versus you.
Yeah, with the white t-shirt and the hat.
Yep.
Yeah, flip it
Yep.
backwards. And yep, I
Yep.
can see that from Nico.
All right. Which character are you? Are you Benny the Jet?
Oh.
Are
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're fast?
Yeah.
Now, would you have raced the Beast? Would you have done it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been scared?
I wouldn't be scared.
Okay.
He would have won that too.
Yeah.
I think Benny the Jet was like super cool.
Oh, Benny.
I do, like Squints. He was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. I think we asked this to can't remember one of our guests previously. Now Squints did the whole pool scene with
Yeah.
what was her name?
Her name was Wendy Peppercorn.
Yes, Wendy. Yes, Wendy.
Yes, you're welcome.
Now
I understand why.
would you have done that?
Yeah.
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 You seem to be pretty confident about that one.
Yeah.
All right.
He knows why.
Why is that?
Oh, because she was HOT.
She was HOT.
Is that how we say it now? We spell it.
Trying to be polite.
No.
Yeah, he's trying to be polite. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yes, sir. I agree with you. So, and that's what that movie captures, though, is it's the essence of being a kid. Like
my cousin and I, like I'm an only child. I have a ton of cousins, and he's like my brother, right?
Mhm.
So he's like one of my favorites. love most of my cousins, but he's one of my favorites. We went and saw that movie together in Pasadena. I'll never forget it because it was like daytime. It was a matinee thing. We were in our like early 20s, if that. And there was nobody in the theater except for him and I. And of course, we sat like 2 or 3 seats apart from one another because we didn't want to make it weird.
Oh yeah, you got to be cool.
Yeah, we got to be cool.
Yeah.
And we had the absolute best time. Like I will never forget that. That movie is like one of my favorites. So
That would be. I would love to go back and see it at the theater again. That would be fun.
big time.
Yeah, because I remember my dad took us to see it, and obviously it was an instant classic for me because I was I love baseball. But that would be cool. They should bring that back. I know they've been doing like I think it was the 25th year anniversary. They've been doing some screenings with the cast with the core players. But, you know,
everyone except Ben. He's busy.
My mom met all of the actors. Yeah,
my wife grew up in the Valley, and she was friends with a lot of the actors, so she was like at events and stuff with them when the movie was out and things.
Oh, okay. I've been trying to get a few of them to come on the show, and every once I got a response from Squints. He said he would, and then it's been kind of hard to nail him down. So maybe one day. Look, tell your mom to give him a phone call and like, look,
right, there we go
on the slide. Right, you just need to come on the slide. And Nico, look, if we ever get these dudes on the show, guess who I'm going to invite to be the co-host? Of course, Kenny the Jet Jr.
Nico the Jet.
Yeah, Nico the Jet.
That's right, Nico the Jet. Dude, that works. That sounds like great.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a cool nickname right there. You got to stick with that.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. You wear it well,
bro. What number do you wear, Nico?
50.
For Mookie Betts?
Yeah.
All right. I just had to ask.
I've had that since AA, and there's a kid on my team that tried to take it first, but then he just gave it up to me, and then that's been my number since.
Actually, he had it first, and then we talked to the parents, and he was so nice, and he gave us the number. So we gave him, they're Dodger fans as well, and we gave him a bobblehead or something, right? Yeah,
and my friend's mom has her classroom decked out in Dodger stuff, and the substitute came in and did the substituting, and she was like, left a note on her desk and said, I'm a Dodger fan too, and my daughter is married to Trace Thompson.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, that just crushed my wife's dreams because that was her boyfriend for many years.
No. It was a boy, I think. And I think it was a boy. And mom was like, my dad died, so how does he know that I'm married to him?
Ah, gotcha.
Mom said.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Allie, before we wrap up with this dude, what questions you got for him? Because I have completely spoke way too much here, and I apologize to the listeners again. Allie, take it over.
Yeah, I want to know more about your favorite memories at Dodger Stadium with the family, because you're there all the time. What's been some of the favorite moments by players or with the fans? What are they?
It was actually one of the best days ever at Dodger Stadium. I got 10 balls, and then I gave a couple away, and then one of the balls was a Mookie ball, and one of the balls was also a Fernando Tatis Jr., and I also think he's still on steroids.
Hey, easy.
You did not hear that here.
Yeah.
But you totally did, and I think that's where I got a little defensive earlier when you said the Padres are a rival. Nico, do you think the Padres are a rival of the Dodgers yet?
Yes.
Okay, so my thing is, I feel like you have to be competition for multiple years in a row.
That's true. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I think it's a false rivalry. You're absolutely right. I think.
Well, it's an up and coming.
Rivalry is Giants.
Yeah,
Giants
possibly an up and coming rivalry, but I think, I don't know. I wouldn't consider San Diego a rival. I just think they're kind of like the annoying little stepbrother that's getting there.
I know that.
That's
I know
that.
that.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. Yep.
But I will say
Getting
this,
there.
yeah, Tatis was like super nice. He said, "I got a ball for you," and then the next one he tossed it to him.
Now, are you the only person in the stadium when you're getting that many balls? Like, what's wrong? Is Dodger Stadium not selling out? What's going on?
I'm just too loud. I'm
Oh,
too loud.
this is the kid that's like, "Rah-rah, rah-rah, rah-rah."
Victor, can you get me a Mookie ball? And then the next one he got me, I yelled, and then he gave it to me. I even have it. I want to get a case for it, and
Uh-huh.
it's in my room over there with my Mike Trout, the bananas
Ooh.
ball, and a lot others.
You got a Mike
Yeah,
Trout ball?
Yeah, you got a Mike Trout sign ball.
And him, my mom were somewhere in the stadium, and I was like, okay, Mike Trout's there. So, and I even asked my friends to come down with me in case anything happens. And then they were just like, Nico, I'm gonna go back up. And I just stayed there, and then I got his autograph.
Dude.
Yeah, you got to respect that. You know, Mike Trout,
Wow.
he's pretty legit.
Now he's easy to get autographs from.
But that says something about how cool he is, though. Like, you know, some players they're too cool for autographs, and
yeah.
but it says something about the player. Like if a fan says he's pretty easy, that's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, you know,
And a fan of a different team too.
Yeah.
It was for a Little League day.
Yeah, we
That's
weren't there.
awesome.
We were there because it was Little League Day. It's funny whenever you talk to anybody that's from Orange County and they're Angel fans, and not everyone, but a bulk of them, it's always followed up with, it's just so convenient. It's so easy to get in and out of. That's why, like, when people ask me, like, are you a legit Dodger fan and you live in Orange County, so you got to drive all the way over there? And I'm like, yeah. So I'm not making any excuses about it being easy. It's not. I come home, I'm tired, and she's like spending a day at Disneyland.
You're willing to give it up for the pain and suffering for the experience.
All of it. Yeah, all of it. Yeah, for sure. It's
Now,
nothing like it, that stadium, man. It's just got a different feel to it.
Yeah, Nico. So I'm assuming your favorite player is Mookie.
How do you know? But right now
I'm picking up clues. So I noticed that earlier. So obviously I'm from South Carolina. So the closest MLB stadium to us and team is the Atlanta Braves. And so that, you know, lends to say most of the people in the area are Braves fans. And when he didn't re-sign with the Braves and he went to the Dodgers, it was not a pretty scene.
Yeah.
So you guys got the benefit of that, though.
But I do love, like, the reception that he got when he went back.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I mean, that was heartfelt. And, you know, he's an emotional dude. And I like, you know, he wears his emotions on his sleeve and stuff. And, you know.
That's me. I'm saying. Yeah.
But I like that, though. You know, it just means he cares, right? Like, you know, I mean, at least I like to think these guys do. But
now, is he
he's a
cool
human?
Dude?
Yeah, he's human. Exactly.
Is Friedman a good dude?
Never met him.
No.
Seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he seems like a good family guy, down to earth. Allie, what's your experience with Freddie?
I mean, Freddie's always laughing and joking around. Same thing with Mookie. Like, I haven't seen him outside the stadium much, but when they're on the field, it's usually like connecting with the kids, tossing them a ball. I do know that Freddie was at a travel ball tournament this weekend with his son, or last weekend, and he visited the Dodgers Training Academy sponsored team and chatted with the 8U boys. So,
oh man, that's awesome.
I know. I'm like, I want to take my team there. Can you come talk to my girls? That'd be so cool.
Like,
right?
Can you imagine?
No.
Now, what if Freddie Friedman was that parent that was like yelling at everybody? Like, you know, he was the typical travel ball dad.
And listen, everyone would love it, and they'd say, "Well, you know, that's how you win."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
well, see, that's what Freddie's doing.
He obviously wins.
Yeah, that's what Freddie does. That would be funny, though. Like,
funny.
I'm sure there is an MLB player out there that goes to these travel ball events with their kids. That's that dad or that mom, even for the wife. So,
you know, it's funny. I have a relative that played professional football, and we have a lot of friends that also play professional football. And a lot of these guys are like coaches for their kids' teams, and they're like, dude, the expectation from the parents is like here. And there's
my son's going to be playing in the NFL because his coach.
Yeah. one of them was like, the expectation is so here. They're coming up to you like, okay, so what happened out there? And they're like 6. It's flag football, you know.
Like it's the
Give me your
easiest thing.
breakdown.
It's not that it's easy, but like it's youth sports. And I think that's what people get away from is like the coaches do their best most of the time when they're about the kids. But
Right.
like sometimes errors happen. It's a part of the game. Like
Oh yeah.
12U baseball, there's one inning that goes wrong, haywire, and you lose the game, even though it's a close, good game. But like that's just youth sports sometimes.
All right,
I
Nico,
think people take it too serious.
here's a special test for you. All right. Now you played baseball this past season, right?
Yeah.
This is a test. The first game of the season, what was the score?
For my team,
Yep.
Exactly.
Second game, what was the score?
Exactly.
You passed.
7-4. 7-4.
Third game.
Third game, the other team won 5-2.
All right. Last season, first game.
Oh, that was my last season.
Well, the year before that.
Okay, so the first game we lost.
Look, you're
This
the
is-
wrong example here. Okay.
This is where the acting skills are coming in.
Honestly, I
He's trying to
forget
save himself.
everything.
He has
There
no
it
clue.
is.
There
Yeah, we call
go.
this improv.
Yeah.
See, but that's
So
the
I have a
point.
question for you guys.
Yeah.
So first, do you have 31 flavors out there?
Ice cream?
30. Do we have Baskin
Baskin Robbins? Yes.
Oh, I think we still have one that's open. Yeah.
What's
we
your
had
favorite flavor during
be-
baseball season?
Oh, this is a test.
listen, during summer, winter, fall, spring, morning, day, and night, I am very boring, Nico. I'm going with chocolate. That's it. I am that plain boring guy. I just love a good. Now I do like Mayfield Turtle Tracks, but see that's not Baskin Robbins flavors. But
No.
outside of that, I'm just a chocolate dude. Allie, what about you?
Mayfield Turtle Tracks?
Turtle Tracks. It's got chunks of fudge and miniature Reese cups in it.
Oh,
Okay,
that sounds good.
good.
Yeah, that
It's
does
the
sound good.
bomb. It's the
Yeah.
bomb.
We have that over here. We got the moose tracks over here.
Really?
Yep.
It's good. But no,
Moose Tracks. You are right. It is Moose
Oh,
Tracks.
okay. I gotta look
no,
that
my
up.
favorite from Baskin Robbins is usually the Wild and Reckless when I go sherbet. But during baseball season, a couple years ago, they did a Cracker Jack peanut mixed in with like a vanilla ice cream caramel swirl, and it was delicious. But Nico, why do you bring that up? I feel like you got some surprise here.
Baseball nut.
Is that what that
Baseball
one's
what?
called?
No.
Yeah.
Baseball nut seasonal during baseball season, and it's delicious. And
They
this is
even
his jam.
in the closest Baskin Robbins nearby, it even has like they had just sold their last baseball nut cake.
Look at that.
So it's baseball nut.
baseball nut.
And
Yeah.
and so what's inside that? Tell us a
So
little bit
it's a
about it.
strawberry swirl with
Mm.
almonds and a vanilla ice cream.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Wow. That does
kid,
sound.
yeah, he's a kid now.
Yeah,
this
kid.
He likes
Vanilla.
vanilla only,
Hey,
but he likes this.
I
Staples.
can get down with that. I mean,
This is
like
the guy
classic.
that wears black
Staples?
all the time. It's a
He
staple.
said it's a Staples. Is that the chomp chomp thing?
what? Of course.
It is.
Well, I mean, a stapler is the chomp chomp thing.
Oh.
Chomp.
Staple is like a classic, tried and true.
Oh, I
it.
thought
If
it was
it's a
chomp
staple in your life, it is there because it's always there.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like
then it's
the
this
Dodger blue or the Dodger classic white uniforms are a staple of Dodger history.
or the gray ones.
That's to go.
Those are our road jerseys. Yep.
All right.
What's your favorite Dodger jersey, Nico?
Honestly, I've actually never seen these in person at Dodger Stadium. I've never played in them when I went. So I have to say the classic. I've seen them wear gray at home.
Is
So
it
I like
is
that.
it maybe for Jackie Robinson Day or something? Maybe that's what it was. Great home.
Maybe. I mean,
they're
it could have
42.
been it could have been the Jackie Day with the old school jersey, or
Well,
maybe a
everybody's wearing
throwback.
42, right? On Jackie's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Allie, we have a question for you. So what is, and I'm sure you have a ton of them, but most recently, what is your favorite memory or
Cat.
story related to the Dodgers? And then also to you coaching with your travel team. So I've seen some stuff on there that I thought was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll start with the girls.
Okay.
With the girls, Cooperstown has for sure been my favorite memory so far.
Yeah.
We just took the 12U team for a week-long stay in Cooperstown All-Star Village, and it was like out of a movie, I swear. I feel like watching Major League on TV or Field of Dreams on TV. I sit there and picture my entire week with my team.
Wow.
And to just live baseball history, walk through the Hall of Fame, see the bronze plaques or copper plaques, like to go visit new Yankee Stadium, it was amazing. But I think for Dodgers, a lot of it has been Mookie involved. Like,
Yeah.
he gets a foul ball and he'll go walk up and give it to a kid, or he'll come out with a signed baseball bat and give it to someone, call him down and be like, hey, you know, thanks for being a fan. So I know he was playing. I remember I was working right field and he was playing second base in the shift when they were allowed to play in the shift. So he was close into the outfield with me. Foul ball off the wall. I go field it and I'm 10, 15 feet away from him. I backhand it. He goes, nice backhand. And as I'm going running away, I'm like, I want to keep this ball. And remember, like, Mookie commented on it, you know, but I gave it to a kid, and then an adult stole it from the kid, actually. And then Mookie saw it. So next inning, he comes running out with a signed baseball, points at that kid and said, hey, come here. This is for you and this is from her. And I was just like, that's super cool. Like, I'll never forget that. And that's not even my memory. Like, that was that kid's memory. So it's special.
That's super awesome.
I just want to get a signed ball.
I know you have no idea. You have no idea.
Even when I'm visiting with Sean, I'm even yelling at Mookie.
Yeah.
Keep going, because that's how he recognizes you. And you as a fan, like, he'll start hearing your voice, he'll remember you. But it's super cool because with my job, I'm not allowed to ask for autographs.
Right.
But I think when I'm a fan, like, that's the coolest thing, right? Like, if I can get their attention and if I could just get their autograph with some of those athletes, it makes for a lifelong memory. So keep trying.
Oh, yeah, big time.
I'm
we go through a lot of like the meet and greet stuff, and you know, I don't know if you've seen that on our page, but he's had a lot of interaction with a lot of players, and all these dudes are just super cool. CT,
Max Muncy,
Will Smith?
no, Austin Barnes.
Austin Barnes, most recently.
What's his name? Emmett Sheehan. He's like my bestie.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he was really cool. He was like, him.
I remember you.
He tossed him a ball. I remember this. Nico wrote him a story, and he's like, oh, I remember this. You were wearing like a colorful hat. I remember this. Yeah, that was cool.
Dude, that's awesome. They're starting to recognize you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to when you got somebody hard not to, and he goes,
can I get a ball?
Hey, one of these days you'll break him. Like he'll just have to cave. So you just you step your game up every night, like he has to. Like you keep stepping your game up, and you'll get him.
For sure.
And honestly, when people are yelling my name, like half the time I tune them out because it's just like Allie, Allie, Allie. I want a ball.
Yeah.
The louder you are and the more consistent you are, I sometimes make those people wait till later in the games. But knowing, here's the trick, at the end of a game when we would win, Kershaw would roll a ball from the mound down the left field line. So the person who is the most obnoxious, the loudest person throughout the whole game and who stayed the entire time, I'd pick that ball up and I'd be like, Kershaw just tossed this over for you.
Oh, man.
So keep being loud.
Yeah, okay. Time.
All right. Do you know who Kirk Gibson is?
Yeah.
Yes.
I sat in the seat that he hit it to. The guy.
See, he even knows exactly the hit that I'm talking about.
The guy that caught that home run, he put it in his jacket and ran off, and they never know who it
Nobody's
was.
ever seen it
And
since.
people are just trying to sell hit baseballs and run down baseballs on it, but they don't have it certified. But now, since that happened, the security runs over to you and certifies it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's yeah. Nobody. They were, at that time they didn't have, authenticate or they
Of
couldn't
course,
authenticate and
yeah.
all that. So like, that's in somebody's house somewhere, like with the story behind
Just like
it.
sitting up there, and then they'll pass it down to their kid or something.
Yeah, for sure. That's a
Give it to their fish.
like, so the reason I bring Kirk Gibson up is I grew up an Oakland A's fan, and
Okay.
he just murdered us in the World Series with that hit.
Yeah.
And I can still see him running down the line, pumping his arm.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that I don't have a lot of bad memories or bad blood with the Dodgers other than that World Series. So I mean, we got the next one against the Giants, and that I'm sure you guys were okay with that. We took out your rival.
There you go.
4 games in a row, we swept them with the hiccup of the, I don't want to say hiccup, but like the catastrophe of the earthquake in the middle of it.
Yep.
And then we got swept the following year by the Reds. So
It's baseball.
Baseball, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
The Diamondbacks are in the World Series. Like,
I don't know how.
Right?
The Phillies were supposed to.
It's funny. My dad was like, I want the Diamondbacks to win because like we worked them throughout the entire season. And I'm like, okay. And then this happened. And I'm like, what happened? But they're playing small ball right now. They're playing well together as a group, and it's working out for them. And things
it's
are
like
just
the
kinda clicking.
Braves. Yeah, it's like the Braves was last year, the year before, when they just come out of nowhere and just really pulled it together as a team and just did it for each other.
Yeah.
You love to see that.
For sure.
All right, Nico, we're at the end. So I got 2 things for you. All right. The last question that we ask anyone, and since Dad's been here with us the whole time, we're going to ask Dad too, but we're going to let you go first. Okay. All right, here it is. So you're walking up to bat tonight. What is your walkout song going to be?
I forget. You Mean by Gunna.
Gunna, like GUNNA.
Probably GUNNA, right? That what it is?
GUNNA.
Okay. How's it go?
I forget.
Oh, okay. That's a good excuse there. That's a good excuse. We know you know. It's okay. I've tricked a few kids a couple times to get them to sing it on the show. So you're pretty clever there. That's good.
Use my big brain.
All right, Dad. What's yours? Rich?
Yeah, I don't even know what my walk-up song would be. Probably Taylor Swift. What's that love story?
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh my Lord. Nico, you would be okay with that?
I'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. Here's a love story, baby, just say yes.
All right, that's going to be a clip. That one's going to go viral right there, I think. That's the viral clip that we've been waiting for. So, Allie.
It's their baseball era.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
There he is. Part of
I
the
can't
era.
claim that though. I can't claim that because one of my parents were trying to find this theme for our team, not necessarily a theme, but like the vibe for the team for next year. And somebody was like, they're the girls playing baseball. Like it's their era. And I'm like, it's totally baseball era. Like the year of 12U is just all about baseball. So
the baseball era.
I love it.
Keep it going.
Wow.
The baseball
until
era
she trademarks
tour.
that, until she trademarks the word,
right, exactly.
word era. Don't tell her. Shh.
I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift would have the trademark of that, and I'm totally on board with it.
Well, if Dion came up with it, Dion would have it trademarked already.
Oh, big time.
Like, play my music.
Going across the blenders. Like
Okay, one question.
Yeah.
Will any of you guys get the Swiftie Travis Kelce jersey?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would.
My wife would. My wife is a huge Travis Kelce fan. Against my, better judgment, She's a Chiefs fan, and but well, actually, let me tell you what. So she loved the Kelsey brothers, and she's sort of been turned off a little bit by the Swift, like the attention that she's been getting with as a Swiftie.
Yeah,
Did you see them kissing?
I did. I did.
They were making out very well.
Very well.
She was trained.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, maybe she had some like acting lessons and stuff.
That's
Maybe.
true. That's true.
Acting lessons like this.
Yeah.
Have you had those lessons yet?
Or
did you
my
skip
mom
those?
asked me if I would say yeah, and I would say only if the girls HOT.
There we go.
Put that in the contract.
Yes.
There you go.
You
All right, Dad, we're still waiting. So you said it's Taylor Swift?
Oh, yeah.
Love Story.
Love Story, right?
Love Story?
Love that
Okay.
song.
All right.
Oh, I love that song. Honestly, I sing it out loud in the car.
Honestly,
out loud.
Sing.
You sang it out loud on this show.
Yes, you did.
I'm telling you.
Romeo, Juliet, trying to.
I murdered the words too.
I don't know Taylor. I do know Cruel Summer because somehow my daughter's got my 8-year-old singing it, but I don't know. Now I have seen her in concert. I will say that.
Oh wait, yeah.
I saw her in concert back in 2011.
Yeah, it was a 1989 tour or something.
1989 tour.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know. I couldn't tell you, but I know it was a hard ticket to get, and now I can't imagine what people like. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's next level crazy.
I've even got caught on the jumbotron doing the kike.
Oh yeah, he does the kike quite well. Actually.
Allie,
let's see it.
What is
hard.
that?
Can we do it?
Tell me what it is so I know what I'm looking at.
It's hard to explain.
Did you ever see Kike like doing his like celebration dance?
Yeah. Okay. That's what we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to move it.
Can we do it?
Yeah, scoot it away.
He's been twerking. He's been singing. Let's see the Kike.
All right, hold on. All right.
So you're walking to the dugout. Let's see.
Okay, Kike's also been caught in the clubhouse being like this, twerking.
All right, you gotta work it a little faster, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta like move the gluteus maximus there. Yeah.
It's gonna be hard.
I think you've done pretty good, man. I think you've done pretty good.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I was about to do it.
Okay, let's see it.
It's when he's coming through the dugout.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Kike was one of my favorite people when he was first with us. Like, he always made sure he went out of his way to give us a high five, and then he'd like do a little shimmy shake of his shoulders pregame.
Oh, we love Kike.
And then warming up with Kike, this was the coolest thing when we get to warm up with him. If you hit him right where his glove was, wherever he put it, if he didn't have to move, he would fall down like you just killed him. Like, he would just fall in the middle of the field backwards, and he would expect you to do the same if he hit you the one spot. So you got the last throw, and if you hit him on a line on target, he would just fall. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love that.
That's super cool. I love him even more.
All right, dude. Nico, I'm gonna tell you something. This is a record-breaking episode right here. All right, because we have never recorded this long with a guest before, outside of our softball 2-part series that we did last year when we had like 7 softball players on here. So like, you're a superstar for real. Like, I think honestly, we're going to break this one up into a 2-part series.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because I'm pretty positive most people won't get enough when I cut it in half, and they'll have to tune in for part 2. So, and it's going to be out tomorrow. So,
that's fantastic.
Okay, I'm listening to it.
Yeah, I've got a lot.
Voice.
That's the goal. All right, I'm gonna text you as soon as I have it posted. But it'll happen in the morning when you get up. But if I can just go ahead.
We just want to say, like, it's pretty awesome what you guys do to kind of keep the love of the game and get the kids involved, and just being mentors and leaders, and trying to just bring all the good stuff to people. And there's not enough of that. So it's pretty awesome what you guys are doing. We really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you guys.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's not hard to find negative in the world today.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to find the positive. And you know, why not, you know, put kids in the spotlight? Because, you know, with all the madness and everything that goes on, kids are the one like pure source of happiness that exists. And that's why you're here, Nico, because you're a superstar.
What do you say?
That's exactly why we do the things we do. For kids like you, it's why we do what we do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, hey, dude, we're gonna wrap this thing up, and the way we do it every time is, so I'm gonna say until next time. And Nico, when I say that, I'm gonna say a few more things before that, but then I'm gonna say, all right, Nico, until next time, and you're gonna say, we will catch you on the slide. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, all of that energy that you use at Dodger Stadium, while I'm saying like all of my like blah 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 stuff that I really mean here, but to you it's gonna be blah blah blah. I want you to be like building up that energy. Wow. Oh my God, he is already working on it. But so when we say we'll catch you on the slide, it's got to be impactful. Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
It's the Vin voice.
It is. Allie, this has been pretty amazing, right?
It's been great. You know, I haven't gotten a chance to meet Nico at the stadium yet, but I can't wait. But you're one of the kids that you're the reason we do what we do for. And thank you for being loud for every game you're at.
Yeah, dude. Hey, keep the passion.
Welcome.
Stay positive. There's always gonna be haters. The more successful you are, the more people is gonna hate. And you know what the common theme between all those haters are? They're lazy. That's just it. You heard it here first. All right. So thank you everyone for listening to the S.L.I.D.E podcast. This kid has been pretty freaking awesome and well worth the wait. Thank you so much for listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Google, all the different avenues, and YouTube. So hopefully we will have the YouTube posted midday tomorrow. But again, thank you guys. Make sure you go subscribe, like, follow, share. Help us continue to grow. I know there's kids out there that deserve an opportunity just to have people hear their story, whether they're the best on the field or they just love the game more than anyone else. Send them to us because we want to hear about it. So, Allie, we're down to the end, and we're going to see how this dude does. He's been building it up, the energy, and we're going to see how it goes. So, you ready? You ready, Nico?
Yeah.
All right. So, until next time, Nico.
I forgot what I was saying.
Dude, it's like acting business. It's total showbiz.
All right,
you're good.
I don't have the board. I don't have the board that goes like, you know, scene 2, take 2. Yeah. That was hilarious though. Like that's great. All right, because you did that on purpose, right, Nico? Because you knew it'd be funny. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, yes. Okay. All right, it's a part of like being ad lib. You got to be like, What do I say again?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
All right, you got it now. We'll catch you on the slide.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Nico, until next time.
We'll catch you on the slide.
You did it.